Hi everyone, welcome to the Simple Souls podcast. I'm your host Leslie and I hope you're all doing great. Today we have a bit of a Q&A slash about me because I haven't really shared much besides my trauma. So if you completely don't know me, I hope I come off as a good person, and if you do know me, let's see if you learn a new thing or two. I created a podcast because it's always been my natural ability and interest in talking to people about things they're struggling with, giving advice, sharing my opinions, and saying things that I wish I would have heard when I was going through it. It really does take one to know, and it aligns with my future career as well because I do plan to become a counseling psychologist. With that, I do have some non-podcast videos coming up soon. I want to say vlogs because I don't know how they're going to turn out, but you should subscribe to find out if you haven't already. I am going to say that I do read, just not like those people who read 3 books a month or something. I'm over here trying to finish one. But I'm into spiritual books, meaning self-awareness or self-growth, and biography books. So I'd actually recommend the Book of Huga, Atomic Habits, and Becoming. I've honestly been trying to branch out into reading more because I've seen the way it works for me, the way it benefits me, and it's been very therapeutic in my opinion. But for anyone who's interested in getting into that habit of reading, it is hard to dedicate the time and effort for reading every day. But at the same time, I feel like if you really wanted to work on yourself and really have time for yourself, reading is probably one of those things that has done that for me. And if you don't know what topics or things that you would like to read, honestly, I didn't either, but I just grabbed a bunch of random books and found one that I liked, and I just searched up books that were similar to that. Yes, I am going to college, and I applied to 4 Cal States, 4 UCs, and 2 private universities. The Cal States I applied to were Cal State Long Beach, Cal State East Bay, Cal State Chico, and Cal State Sacramento. My UCs were UC Santa Cruz, UC San Diego, UC Riverside, and UCLA. And the privates I applied to were the University of San Diego and Boston University. I plan on making a YouTube video about the admission updates and maybe include my decision in the end, so stay tuned for that. When I went on my East Coast trip, I went in still testing the waters, and I was very hesitant because I went from nearly missing a whole semester of school to going back in and going on this trip out of state. I had all types of emotions, but primarily I was excited, and I think if I would have stayed, I wouldn't have as many motives or goals as I do today. And I probably would have tried to stay at a local college because going on this trip and getting to meet new people and talking to the people who were at their own universities that we toured around made me realize that it's not wrong to branch out. And during that time too, I really didn't want to stay in a gap of continuously saying, I don't know why I didn't apply there. I don't know why I didn't just try. I don't know why I held back. Now, I don't know if this question was for the past or for recent experiences, so I just wanted to add that today and from here on out, as I'm trying to work on every aspect of myself and as I'm getting happier, I notice how I'm thinking and reacting differently. It's been a minute since I felt good about who I am and what I'm doing, and it's also been a while since I've been able to acknowledge myself without thinking that I'm being selfish. And from all of that, I really have grown to be okay with paying attention to myself. I think this is my favorite question because I didn't really expect anybody to ask this type of questions. So I think my favorite would have to be those tiny white flowers that are usually seen in a bouquet and cherry blossoms, because in my unpopular opinion, roses and tulips are very pretty but a bit overrated. I'm not sure on how old I was, but I think when I was 4 or 5, my uncle made a little horror film, and I was basically the star of the show because I was the scary person in it. I've always tried to find it, but I haven't been able to, and all I know is that it's somewhere on YouTube. It's just funny that the first thing that came up was a class I added to my schedule. I'm going to take a sociology class, and today was actually the first day, but going after that syllabus, I really don't know what to expect. But at the same time, the topic is very interesting, so we'll just see how it goes. But anyways, apart from my academics, I'm looking forward to the last two races I have in Students Run LA, which is the 18-mile race and the actual LA Marathon. It's honestly crazy to me how fast it's been going. It's honestly crazy to me how fast time has been going with that, because it felt like just last month when I was dead sore after 5 miles, and now I'm hitting double-digit miles every weekend. But honestly, it's probably one of my favorite experiences ever, and I just wish I would have done this the last 3 years of high school. There's actually this video I saw the other day, and this guy was being interviewed, and he brings up how his birthday was around the corner, but there was just one thing that was really bugging him, which is that he's been having a lot of ups and downs. And he talked about it with his therapist, and his therapist said, think of a heart monitor. It has a lot of ups and downs, and if it was constant, it'd be flatlined. I can wish for everything to be perfect, but there always needs to be a downside to something, because it lets me know that there's still something I need to work on, or there's still something that needs my attention. That is a good question, because if you know me, I complain about literally everything. So, number one would have to be when people see that a door is closing on you, but they still don't bother to just push it open or like hold it for you. That's mainly based on school, but I'm not going to explain any further. And number two would have to be loud people in the mornings, and generally, to be honest. Number three would have to be when people act disrespectful because they think it's cool. And when people take disrespect too. There's probably deeper ones that I have for sure, but that's all I remember for right now. So I'll probably talk about it in another video if it comes up. So obviously it's very dark now because I waited until the last minute to record, so my fault. In this week's video, there is no famous quote by a famous person. I just wanted to share that my saying when I was younger was "here comes trouble," because I was a very problematic little kid. And I remember I had a shirt, it was pink, hot pink, and it said "here comes trouble" in big glittery letters, and I had two thumbs pointing at my face. So iconic for me. And if it wasn't that, then it was a song by Britney Spears. I cannot remember the name right now. Oh, it was "Oops, I Did It Again." And that was my song. Oh, and I'm probably the first person you're gonna meet that says this, but I hate pickles, mustard, and ranch. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to me. I hope if you're a new viewer, then you would subscribe to my podcast channel as well. And I appreciate any like and share that you do to support me. I hope to see you in the next episode. Talk to you again soon.